So for those of you that have followed my channel for any length of time, you are probably aware of the fact that I enjoy gacha games. That's right, those degenerate games with all the slutty waifus and mega dips into my savings account that may or may not lead to my eventual ruin. My first foray into the world of gacha was Azur Lane, one of the best that I've played and a classic at this point. Before we get into this video too far, do me a favor, head down to the comments and let me know which gacha games are you currently playing right now and which one was your gateway gacha. You know, which one started it all and set you on the path to which you may never return. Now, if you are someone who have never played a gacha game before, then which one looks interesting enough to maybe start? While you're down there, be sure to hit that like button like it's a guaranteed waifu from the event banner, and let's get this video out to more viewers. So with all kinds of new games on the horizon and with the crossover that these games have made over the past few years into the realms of PC and console, gacha isn't exclusively tied to the mobile platform, and I thought it was high time that I made a video about it. I'm sure I've made some gacha-centric videos, but I don't think that I made one quite like this. So yeah, in no particular order, these are the gacha games that I play on the reg. Also, I do sometimes take a small break and pursue other games, but when I do come back, these are the ones that I pick back up. There have been some new games added to the roster, and I want to say up front that I apologize in advance if any that you play are not on this list. It's not deliberate, it's just, I just don't have a lot of time. You know, I can only play so many games at the same time. So let's just go ahead and kick it off with Azur Lane, the OG gacha. It is a tried and true waifu collector. That's probably the most generous gacha ever created, at least in my humble opinion. It's got some of the most amazing looking characters, and the fact that each of them is based on historical warships, carriers, and submarines, it just adds a uniqueness to the game that you just don't see that often. Now, this game is not new and has been out for years at this point, and it isn't the most powerful moneymaker in the gacha game realms. It's often overshadowed by the current list of new hot games, but it is a very reliable game, and I'm always excited to see new players coming in. Where the game gets a bit tedious, though, is in the constant banner grind. It seems like there's always a new banner coming up, and when there's not a new banner, there's a rerun banner, and sometimes there's a mini banner within the banner. Almost every new banner has multiple new characters to pull for, and resource management can have you burning through your gacha currency very quickly. And with so many characters to choose from, it becomes almost impossible to find a favorite and just stick with them. The roster is constantly changing, and yeah, the FOMO can hit pretty hard sometimes. Aside from games like, say, Destiny, or most recently The First Ascendant, this is the one that I've probably put the most amount of money in over the years, and that's probably not a good thing. Next up is Nikke, a game that I honestly have a little bit of a love-hate relationship with. When it first came out, I dove in head first, and then I kind of quickly fell off. I didn't like the leveling system and other aspects of the game, but I have since come around, and now I play this game almost every single day. I absolutely love the current Evangelion collab that we're in, and I've been super lucky with the event banner. Just not so much the skin banner. I mean, that one is gonna break me emotionally, man. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This is a very cultured game, and it knows what its audience is here for. Goddess of Victory Nikke is a phenomenally popular game, and despite my earlier misgivings, it's actually pretty friendly for players just coming into it. The characters are amazing, the story, the voice acting, everything is top tier, and I'd be lying if I said that I only came here for the thighs and butt jiggle physics. Nikke is not the most free-to-play friendly game and can be on the expensive side if you were to dive into the cash store and start, you know, looking to pick up some of those skins and stuff. So resource management and timing your pulls is definitely going to be something that's going to come in handy later on in the game. Moving right along, a relatively new entry in the gacha market is ECHOCALYPSE, a game that actually feels pretty similar to Azur Lane in terms of like UI layout, progression, daily missions, that sort of stuff. And it's also very friendly to free-to-play players. For now, at least. It's got some very cultured waifus that I would love to showcase, but there is a good chance that a YouTube hit squad would show up at my door and kick me into gravy for non-family friendly content. It's one of my daily grinds and I can get through it pretty quickly, and it has an amazing amount of pulls that it just throws at you right from the start. It's a shame that it's not more popular, but I'm sure as it goes on, it will gain a bigger following and strengthen its numbers. The only issue that I have with HONKAYSTAR is in the inconsistency of the character models. Some look kind of more amazing than others, but you know, you can sort of tell when one is just better designed or the artwork just is a little more sharper, a little bit more crisp, that sort of thing. The RNG can be a bit nutty at times, and while it does have a pretty easy to reach pity system, it's not a guaranteed pull for what you want, more like a guaranteed 5-star. So even if you hit the pity, you still get a little bit of an RNG happening. The next one is a game that I played, put down, played some more, put down again, and then picked back up. HONKAI STAR RAIL is a game that I really enjoy, but I absolutely hate the grind. I'm hard stopped at my next rank up due mostly to my own ineptitude and piss poor resource management. And now I'm in an almost endless grind to get my characters min-max to take on that next challenge. When I'm actually engaging in story missions though, it is a top tier game that I gravitated to almost immediately. The characters, the world building, the story, and the fighting mechanics, the turn-based fighting is just absolutely fantastic, which just took me right back to my early days of next-gen consoles, back when next-gen was like a PS1. I think my first game on PS1 was like Final Fantasy VII. So this just took me right back to those moments. And it's a really, really fun game. Where I think Star Rail falls short is in the gacha. I despise the fact that the character gacha is filled with weapons and other non-character items, just kind of adding a level of difficulty to every pull. It's not the most generous game when it comes to premium currency, and the FOMO can hit you pretty hard if you let that monster out of the box to just run out of control. So despite my personal beef with some aspects of the game, it's still one of the games that I play every single day, and I would not trade my time that I've spent on it for anything. Now, last on this list is the newest game to darken my doorstep, Wuthering Waves, and you knew this one was coming because of the thumbnail. It's quickly setting itself up to become my all-time favorite gacha. I mean, almost everything about this game is a joy, from the characters, the world, the fighting. It's one of the smoothest fighting games that I think that I've played in a long time, and I've been extremely fortunate with my pulls. It's very similar to other games that I played, and while I'm not a fan of some aspects, it just seems to hit different. I would love to progress faster, but I'm actually doing a Let's Play right now, which, of course, you can find on my second channel. Links in the description down below. There's lots of hype around the 1.3 update that's going to be released later this month, and I hope that I can get through enough of the story to be ready for that. It's got a story that hits on almost all the levels, though early in the game it does kind of drag a bit, and there's a huge amount of exposition that we're given, which is a good thing. You know, as I think it sets up the world and the story very well, but it's a lot. There are long stretches of dialogue between characters before you get to fighting, but once the game opens up and you're able to start exploring, it is a beautiful world and you just want to lose yourself in it. The game is very generous early on, but like other games of its kind, the gathering of premium in-game currency will be something of a grind, and it will be tempting to open up the wallet. So far, I've not been hit with any major cases of FOMO, but I suspect that there will be moments when symptoms will appear pretty strong, especially once the new update hits. Now, as far as new games go, games that I would really like to play, there are several that are on my to-watch list, or should I say to-play list. The new game from the makers of Azur Lane. There's a new game called Project Witches from the makers of Nikke. And while I actually have it on my PS5, Zenless Zone Zero, I just haven't had time to start it yet. Please don't hate me. I'm getting to it. I will get to it. I promise. Hopefully before it's, you know, no longer a thing. Yeah, hopefully something will open up and I can start making some content on that alongside Wuwa. Other games I'm looking forward to is naturally Mugen, assuming it ever gets released, and Neverness to Everness. I will be all over that because hot damn, there's Catgirls. So that's it. That's the games that I play daily that are of a gacha nature, and a very short list of games that I'm really looking forward to trying out in the future or when they finally come out. So now let's turn this thing over to you guys. What is your favorite gachas that you still play regularly, and which of the new upcoming games will you be looking to get into? Head to the comments and let's get some conversation going. If you want to check out any of my video game Let's Plays, be sure to head over to the second channel, the new home for all things Let's Plays and live streams. I've already got a nice little supply of Let's Plays over there, so plenty of stuff to keep you occupied until I get more made and get them posted. Be sure to like and subscribe, guys, for more video game news, updates, and discussions. Links to my socials is in the description down below. Have an amazing day, everyone. Keep being awesome, and I will see you all in the next video.